And I'm delighted to say that Dan Pontefract now joins me. Dan, a very good day to you. Now, the overwhelming vibe that I get from your speech is that pandemics are frightening, but they're also an opportunity to take stock and reappraise the way that companies do business and that leaders behave. So don't be afraid, seize the moment. Is that a fair summation?
Indeed. And again, thank you, Juliette, for the invite. It's wonderful to be with your audience. The thing I've been saying recently over the past 2 months or so, has been in shadows lurk opportunities. And I would think you would agree with me, as with the audience, that the pandemic is a rather large looming shadow. However, inside of that lurks this wonderful opportunity for the Great Reset, as I'm referring to it as. And it's kind of giving us stock and a chance as leaders, as organizations, to say, all right, why are we here? Who are we supposed to be serving? And what can we do about it? And if we're not asking those very, basic questions and then saying, oh, maybe the way we used to do it was a tad bit backwards, we have this wonderful shadow now, ironic and as awful as a pandemic has been, to reset everything in the way in which that we operate.
Okay. Well, look, the key to your approach are 9 points, 9 elements. So we'll see how far we get. We'll do the best of the bunch. They're all very, very good. Let's start with relatability and empathy. Aren't they one of the same thing?
I mean, in a sense, relatability to me is, are you putting yourself in the shoes of the other person so that they understand? You understand what they're going through. That's the traditional definition of empathy. You're relating to that individual. But as we know, empathy actually has 3 types. There's a cognitive empathy, which is, can you intellectualize how someone is thinking about a situation? There is emotional empathy. That's how they're feeling. So I usually use head and heart as my metaphors. And there's sympathetic empathy, which is hands. It's like being able to take action. Now that you know how they're thinking and how they're feeling, you're doing something about it. That's also the element of relatability, because if you just sit back and like, yeah, whatevs, they're just an employee, we don't care. You're not relating to them, and they're certainly not going to relate to you. So that's the coming into the middle, and it's got to start with leaders, because too often employees look up and say, yeah, I don't trust my boss. They're in it for something else.